R is the more safer pick because you will just tend to have a favorable lane matchup, but it feels more stable. You're that more solid frontliner. And they already have a lot of AP. Oh, they are trying to set up here.
Yeah, the timing on this gank. Just as we're discussing this, the flash comes in, Renekton and Talia is there, and so is the shock blast from miles away. Rich is just dead.
Okay.
Already had flash. There's first blood given over to Scout.
Yeah, nice pickup there. Didn't even need to use the Weaver's Wall. Now, Hands overstepping a little bit, but should be able to fight them off. And this is Dragon picked up for DRX in return. And after 30 minutes, every wave's missing a caster, which means, because people are used to like the same number of minions in a wave.
We're going so aggro here again with the Dominus. I think Rich is just fine.
Yeah, he's fine. So I can continue my point, is what you're trying to say.
No, you can't.
No.
You has to ult away, but Tails is running him down. The barrier is there. And the flash comes out finally, but it's too late because the damage has been done.
No.
Not if you're really far behind at 30 minutes.
What do you mean?
Well, like Ondil tries to pretend to be a caster minion after 30 minutes, right? When they're removed.
Yeah.
But they've already lost the game.
Oh, right,
No.
yeah. I mean, if they've already lost the game at 30 minutes.
Well, here's the setup from DRX. This is what we wanted to see, and King will get punished.
Okay, they find a play. Yeah, I feel like, you try and make a... It's like when you try and be like a little point just about little minion Nico changes, and then stuff happened, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what even was the point of me saying this? Yeah, just disrespecting the ult power from the Yunara. It's a huge power spike. I feel like kind of akin to Zeri.
Maybe they have their own lasers.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to make a play here with Ghost Alistair. In comes Lehens, forces the flash. He is Alistair, so he's just going to press R and get out. Meanwhile, another 1v1, and this time Jude doesn't have flash. He's just dead. There's no getting out of that. And he just put himself in that position. He's just dead again. And now Scout is here. He's going to get the knockback all by himself. And Yukal, no flash. He used it earlier against Ghost Alistair. That's 2 kills for Nongshim. And Ondil barely gets away. Nongshim are running this map.
This should,
Okay, Scout. He's here to send a message.
HP. Oh, so close to finding Andal there. But yeah, that really shouldn't have happened. Jivu going down the first time. The second time, little unforgivable at this point. So there's this neat feature with Kai'Sa. You can actually ult to join fights, so you don't need to walk into the river and face check. Yeah, it's pretty neat. So you could do that instead.
Well, they're trying to steal the red buff. Not going to be successful yet, but Ondil going to get a 3-man knockup. The follow-up is there as well. The Defy goes in. The damage not quite layered, and Tatum survives basically forever. And finally, Jiu going to press that R button and does get the shutdown just to immediately die. As now the wall is coming down. Sponge and Scout do one more. Then double engage comes in from Lehens, gets both of them, knocks him down with the stun. And Nongshim are just rolling them here. The top laners still top laning.
I think Jace is like the only farming jungler that we're really seeing. Obviously he's been banned a ton, so we're not really actually seeing him played that much. But there is some play of stuff like Ambessa, or you just lose the fight. And like they're starting the Dragon now, but Rich's Mega just timed out. So
Mega just timed out. The Rift Herald is dropped in mid.
That's a huge shock blast.
And there's a wall coming. So Yukal junked out. It comes down to just an easy smite for Sponge, as Willer was not there. Now he's going to be going in. We got the flank coming in from Ondil. They do take out Sponge, but what about the rest of them? Tatum just dying on the left side by himself. Kind of out of reach of the rest of this team, and now Scout and King trying to put 2 and 2 together and do enough damage in a 3v5, which is honestly kind of close. Willer here on the right side. It looks like he might be isolated, and maybe a little bit of food here for the side of Nongshim to pick up, but no, just the Dragon for them.
Yeah, honestly, all things considered, they didn't get the Dragon, but the fight itself was pretty good.
Like, he can farm faster now, so
yeah.
He can get his items faster, so it helps him do stuff like that. A couple of turrets are going to go down here for Nongshim. They just take DRX's turrets just like that. And now we got a deep TP coming in here from
this is a Meganar.
He's pretty far away from the rest of his team, but he's got a Kai'Sa. They're trying to burst down Sponge, and they will be able to do it. And again, Taeun is left by himself, and he has to flash the boomerang. Meanwhile, Scout's just in the top lane pushing.
See, they get the flash from Taeyun, which I think honestly is one of the bigger takeaways from this play. Because even though the kill on Sponge is nice, it doesn't really translate to that much. It's just gold. And again, gold's never bad, but they can't really get much in terms of objectives. But the flash from Taeyun, I think, is really the tangible thing that you're going to look to in that next Dragon fight. So I like the TP. I like the setup from DRX. And I like that they got a summoner since Andal has his flash. I think Willers is going to be back up as well. So
we got a little play here on a Scout, who is all by his lonesome on the bottom side, doesn't have his flash, and even that little shield's not going to help against the two of them.
That was a big shutdown, though. Very fast.
Yeah.
But does mean you're lacking the Nash.
They have a lot of damage on this Nasher, though. As now the engage comes in, Sponge is late for the smite, and the engage from Ondil gets Sponge again. And Taeyun, once again, they don't quite have the damage, though. They might be able to finally take him down, even through the exhaust. Jiu will take him out. Scout now. We're going to take down Jiu, and it looks like Kingen on the flank will be able to take down Jiu. But still, a Baron did go over to DRX. They're going to force that flash away from Yukal. And the biggest thing here, I think, even besides the Baron, though, is that Noshim might just get this free Inferno.
Noshim are on Infernal Soul point. And with Infernal Soul, with a Jace,
even if he keeps
very
dying.
relevant. And gold is nice, but souls do feel very threatening, especially an Infernal Soul in a game like this. So you see DRX trying to get control of the river right now. Summoner check. Do you see Scout's flashes down?
Oh, these guys do not have their flashes as they're getting engaged on by Lehens and his Alistair. And very tanky is Yukal on the rise. They're going to fight Sponge again. This Jace cannot survive for any amount of time. As now the damage isn't going in onto Jiu. He has that angle on the back line and just absolutely decimates them. We do have now the Realm Warp to come on in. Ondil says hello, lands the root and dies, but he did his job as Lehens sticks around as well. And it's an ace for DRX.
I wasn't sure.
So he tries to auto once and instantly dies.
Yeah.
And it just feels like he's always in range of the Vi-ult, and outside of the one shock blast, he's not doing a whole lot except dying. And Jiu goes in, gets the bait with the Zhonya's. I don't know if it's going to pay off, though, as they try to turn. He's able to flash out of there, and he gets the kill onto the Renekton as well. As now we got the Realm War follow-up, and it looks like Scout is not long for this world. Gets taken out. At least Sponge is able to push the wave, as it looks like mid lane is not going to be where DRX will get their push.
That was such a crazy engage from Jiu. And you know what? Sometimes great engages. He was treading that line and making it work, right? Baited so many cooldowns, and the rest of the team were there to follow. He did end up going down, I think, clipped by Sponge.
He's giving you permission.
This time you have flash as well, so extra permission to do
Zonya's not up yet, though.
Hit a W. Good. No, Zonya's not up. Yeah, you're correct. Wait for Zonya's and then do
soon.
it.
And now Kingen, I mean, they do so much damage, he just has to engage. It's a smart idea, but now this ult is going in on the Taeyun, and he's just taken out immediately. Jiu does insane damage at this point and takes out Scout, and I think it is just too far gone at this point. DRX are rolling them now, even after that very one-sided slow start.
Early on, and he is just finding angle after angle. This game was in a terrible state. Again, not even close to the biggest throw. It has been a problem that they just haven't been able to resolve. Willa just presses the R button, and Taeyun can't play the game.
Yeah, it really is that simple. If they were farther behind and the threats were actually threatening, then yeah. As, okay, this time Willer is kind of in a rough spot. Ondil goes in by himself. This is not the cleanest fight, but at least they get punched, and again, Taeyun just melts. And, yeah, he's just gone. I don't think Scout can do nearly enough. DRX are just way too far ahead. They absolutely roll them. They might just end the game.
It looks like it just doesn't even matter how the fight starts. DRX are all going to just fly in and win the fight. They are just all on the same page. It's just see champion, kill champion, right? Anyone who shows up in front of them is a target, and they will just take them down. And DRX, they bounce back. They had a pretty significant 4,000 gold deficit, but they know what that composition needs to do, and they're going to make it work.
Yeah.
It's like you're just standing there watching until someone stands next to terrain. You just literally just laser focused until the Callisto hops. Actually, this is the place where you can defend against this, and Willer's here.
Willer's here.
You don't need to do this, I'm just going to say.
Well, they're going to send it. Jiwoo He gets that barrier. He is going to get knocked up, and there it is, first blood. 2 kills for the Kalista. Sponge also survives from all the turret shots he also took here.
Okay.
Willer not able to do it. Can get a dragon off of this.
I think the only way... I think he's probably just dead. I think he's just dead.
Yep, flash on in for the engage just to make 100% sure. That's a good idea for Ondil to roam. As long as Dew is not getting dove.
Yeah, he's lacking the buckler support right now, so...
Everybody already knows. It's fine. We do have a Pantheon in a little bit of trouble here. Willer against 3. We do have Ondil and Nucal making their way over, but Willer already super low. And so Nucal and Ondil didn't really want a full commit there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a freebie.
From this, it would be him.
Doesn't Garen do that as well? Where's Garen's skins? Oh.
Maybe Garen did get skinned, but Taeun is in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that looked painful.
It looks like they're going to get the Hemtech, right?
I mean, they're a little bit ahead, but it's just not sizable. It's a little worrying.
It's going to be Hextech Soul. It is.
Oh.
There you go.
Wow, good job.
I can see the future. Try your best not to die. Make sure you kill the enemies, not your own teammates, and try to get their inhibitor.
Oh, what?
Okay. All right, we got another TP coming in, actually.
Oh, they really want them.
They really want to get in here. Ucal is in, and there's really no more room for them to run, as there were deep wards behind them, and they absolutely got the
Herald. They do get played spot. Yeah.
They deny farm from Taeun.
And they actually don't even get Herald, so that's pretty worth.
I'd say absolutely worth. And DRX now more than 1,000 gold ahead. Scout.
Also, you have to remember the extra factor. It's about sending a message. Oh, and they do get first tower. That's pretty big.
They sent a message. Cataclysm is going to come in. Ondil does not have flash, but he is popping. So he's going to send Lehens back to the Shadow Realm and just be on his merry way. Yeah. I guess they didn't expect that deep ward.
Where was the bailout?
We got a little 1v1 here. Kingen is going all in onto Rich. And he's taking a whole bunch of damage. Grim Deliverance does come in. And meanwhile, we got a fight here in the top river over the Rift Herald as Jiwoo gets in there and does a ton of damage, but now puts himself in a bad spot against Scout. And now in the 1v1, we are going to see Rich does win that as going back in on a Ucal. He gets burst down. Willer goes in by himself, and that is never going to work out. As Ondil, trying desperately to be useful, puts up a steadfast presence, doesn't do a whole lot. But yeah, Nongshim feeling pretty good about that top side fight, at least. Yeah, good on the top side, but it feels really bad that your top laner got solo killed by Gwen effectively twice, right? You know, died, rezzed, died again. It's now a 3-0-1 Gwen who has a 2,000 gold lead. Look at the gold differences between lanes. Rich is Pantheon, but not really. Okay, well, they're trying to kill Scout here once again in the side lane. Lehen's trying his best with a hostile takeover to help him.
Ult was just kind of like, now kiss, you know?
Now kiss. And now we got the engage here on Ondil. He's in a rough spot, honestly. He doesn't have his flash. Willer's as well. Does get the ult off, but Taeun is here. The shield is up. Willer trying to continue this fight, and now Rich, who is gigantic, is trying to take on this Kalista, and the return of the team does come in, but the Needles get him after the bailout. At the end of the day, though, Nongshim do have control over this Drake. Should be able to take it down for Soul Point.
Yeah, I mean, it's super scrappy, but Nongshim managed to get the dragon, and that's the main thing. Taeun getting a lot of value on this Kalista. And these fights, I just feel like struggling to really get the consistent damage down for DRX. You know, Taeun took so long to go down.
But it's still the best soul in the game. And, okay, we got a little all-in here from Scout, who might regret his decision. Takes a bajillion damage. Just the bailout, though, as Lehens gets there. And yes, Willer will shut him down, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Nongshim.
Oh, and Kingen stopped the TP.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not sure Rich would have wanted to follow that TP. As strong as he is, he would have just TP'd into 3 people. But still, I think Kingen made the right call in the moment.
Got caught, and he used steadfast presence late. He was low, he left, and then like Rich eventually got there. As now Scout, he's really not enjoying his existence here in the side lanes, as continuously getting ganked. DRX will not let lower level than Sponge.
Yeah, he is not so... There's a TP coming in. Yeah.
All right, just flash and press R. That's better.
Why not?
No needles available here for Rich, so eventually, even in the mist, he's trying to do his best and pummel down Sponge, but I think it's just a little bit too much.
That works. Just do that, you know? We'll pretend he didn't mess up the flag and drag combo.
That's fine.
That wall's really long anyway. Ucal now level 13 though, you know, making some progress. Just hasn't. They're just starting Baron.
We got Coach Flows from DRX as well. We got a one-on-one here. Scout in a bit of trouble. Ucal going all in as the flash comes out. But meanwhile, Nongshim going for this dragon, taking a ton of burst and poke damage rather. And this engage from Lehens is not going to work out. The hostile takeover does hit onto Willer and catches the two of them. And now Taeyun with the bailout on the left side should be able to take out Gio, and there it is, but immediately dies afterwards. That's the third time that's happened. So they're really trying to spread this one out and tear Nongshim apart, who just wants to stick together like a team.
See Ucal threatening on the flank, and Rich too. If they can get a pincer here, could be so devastating.
You can see that Nongshim knows about this. They don't want to commit, as the ult is going to hit nobody from the Poppy. They're trying to isolate Taeyun though on the left side, and no bailout comes out. He's just dead. That's no AD carry for Nongshim now. King in a rough spot is going to go into that passive Sponge. Can't really do all this by himself, though. They're trying to get on top of Rich, but he just flashes the wall. And the knock into the wall here from Ondil is huge. 880 gold goes over to Ucal, and they should get this dragon.
Yeah, able to stop the soul coming through. So much damage done by Rich, and I think Lehens was inside the Callisto ult, so couldn't use the bailout on Taeyun. Many sporadic Baron starts in this game. Oh, we are seeing...
the dragon.
There was like 7 pings that came in like a second there.
Well, we're going to have this Poppy ult hit something as the Jarvan goes flying, and now they're going for the engage. The hostile takeover is going to get Ondil, but not this Gwen, as Lehens is trying to peel against the Gwen. Nobody can deal damage to Rich. He's getting low. Finally, they do take him out, and he was the main member that they were looking for, but Ucal able to get 2. We're going to pick up a bit more, and finally that Bruiser Corki does go down, as 80 carries are out of the fight. And Willer kind of by his lonesome here on the top side. Eventually, he should be going down.
You know, honestly, a lot of discipline from both AD carries to not end up flashing. It's actually DRX who maintain a ton of summoner spell economy for this next Soul fight. Soul, I think Nongshim are fine.
They haven't even started it yet, and this Soul is already gone.
Willer's not up, and he doesn't have ult.
Yeah.
So just a job and throwing a flag can just like slow down a whole team. It's
Steal your Gromp. Ondil's got to be careful about, okay, they're trying to TP flank actually, so enough about being careful. They just want to get on into Scout, and he's going to get supremely low, but they take out Jiwoo on the backside of that fight, and they get Rich. And it's really only Ucal that is a damage dealer that's left here on the side of DRX. As Nongshim, they don't get everyone, but they get enough to go for this Baron.
Yeah, I think pretty good with the outcome. DRX try and force this aggressive fight. It just doesn't pay off.
That just felt a little bit too forced. I mean, the TP was coming in, Willer was going head first, but you're right in the center of them.
You do that, they're pinging it out.
I don't know.
Yeah, there we go.
But they got to get multiple angles against the Renata specifically, as Willer's going to go in. He's got a shield right in front of him, and Kingan's going to zone the rest of the team and nearly just take out Gio all by himself. Gio has to barrier and flash, and he's still going to go down. Bit of a disaster, but DRX tried their absolute hardest to make a fight work. And Nongshim say, we are just better at this point in time. As Rich, not even that far ahead anymore. Kingan was able to catch up by this point in the game. And with that, they should be able to push spot and win this one.
Yeah, Scout did a great job in this one, keeping Ucal at bay, not letting him approach on the flank, keeping him accountable. And also Lehens with the Renata getting so much value in these fights, so they will be able to equalize the series. A scrappy game again. We're going to be 1-1 between these two and taking us to the game 3.
Ucal gonna try his best. Here comes Ondil, but no ults and no health bars anymore. Down will go the Nexus. Nongshim brings us to a game number 3.
Bard, but a lot of skirmishing power. Also, once you land the stun, you're getting trapped, right? Underneath that immediately.
Yeah.
So, it definitely feels like Nongshim want to play. I'm going all out. And he's like, huh?
He's a bit confused.
He's like, dude, we're just supposed to auto each other for grass.
You know, maybe because nothing's happening, we'll actually get a listen in. Okay, burn the flash, nicely done. Avoids the Braum gank.
Yeah. Oh.
And now Taeyeon actually is going to get stunned up. The second shot does miss, but the fourth does. Okay, they're going to set it up. And that was very sad. I think he's just dead. It doesn't really matter, but, you know, it made him look a little silly. Yeah. Willer is going to pick up first blood.
A little pick up there. Oh, did see something go on mid in the replay.
Yukal no
wow,
flash.
Yukal is very dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't no escaping that one.
A tool which can be utilized for good rather than evil. And
you still going with that for evil line.
You know, they should use it, I would say. Sponge is in a little bit of trouble here. Lehens is getting in there, though, and is going to land the stun on a Willer, who maybe did go a little bit too far. But they get the kill with the shockwave, and Taeyeon from miles away is able to take down Willer. It's a little bit of a...
He's not going to have that much AP on the tracks.
It would feel pretty bad to lose those, I think, because maybe we're trying to kill Sponge again. This is looking like a replay, although Yukal is getting engaged on Sponge. Very much isolated, but now he's got Lehens coming on over as Taeyeon is just in there. He just dies like he was in the banana brush behind enemy lines, and that means that DRX is going to pick up a double kill. Nice little try from Ondil to land the double stun there. Not quite going to work out. Yukal having a lot of protection here, and with the help of Ondil, she'll be able to chase down Lehens. Ondil just doesn't want to take the kill, and he won't have to. As a nice little fight goes the way of DRX.
Scout did so much there to try and turn it around. Like, this fight would have been so doomed if he'd not gotten this insane value here to turn it around and get 2 kills. And they actually managed to get back on the map and get the dragon. So Scout clutching this fight out, ultimately able to find massive value.
Oh, trying to set up here. We got 2. A little bit caught, but again, there's so much to get through. But Sponge is kind of left by his lonesome in the front. Lehens not able to block for him. A little bit overextended Wernongshim after the fight. Well, after the dragon, I should say.
Yeah, definitely think they should have just backed away as soon as possible, but an overstay leads to them getting punished. Yeah, Herald pretty gone. We will see Taeyeon able to push the wave out, so they won't immediately be able to slam it mid with a wave. Is DRX with an edge in terms of gold, but still close in this game. Build.
He's got Storm Razor. We're trying to get on top of Lehens. I feel like Ondil has ult every 2 seconds. Like it's always up. And they're throwing everything into this Braum, but Gnomestream are just really not grouping together as a team. It's well, over and over like these individual picks. Now it's a double kill for Yukal. We had multiple double kills for Willer, and now pretty easily see that one. As, yeah, Yukal gonna be slowed up here. Doesn't have his flash, actually. Nice little shockwave, but even Exhaust gonna be utilized trying to get him down. They give the kill and the shutdown gold over to Scout, who's now 4-1. Still behind Yukal, funnily enough.
For Yukal, so he's very strong on this spike. I'm not sure if Scout is close to second item. No, they're fighting it. Okay. Okay, they did get the Rylai's in. Sponge is a lot weaker than Willow, though.
And the TP just to get engaged on, and the setup here is gigantic once again. Scout has a nice 1v1 versus Jiu, though, who is out of the fight. But we got Ritz kind of going insane mode on this backline in the actual fight. As it looks like they will eventually take out King, and Scout does get another kill, though. 5th for him. And the Chemtech Drake, of course, did go to DRX.
It's like they're late there, so like I initially thought they weren't going to contest it because they were so
not the best. Yukal is topping the damage charts, and it's not like he's playing it to tank Rek'Sai or anything. As now we get another engage onto Lehens, who is just out in the middle of nowhere, just dies to Willer, who is not going to stop there, continues to chase, and even gives the kill over to Yukal, who's now on a killing spree himself. I mean, DRX are just set up for the actual carries, and the Jhin himself is in a not bad spot.
Also, he's gone LDR seconds. He actually has good pen.
He's doing damage. It's actually happening. And here we go. The setup comes in once again with the Jax and the Orianna, maybe this time a little bit too deep, as Sponge was actually able to zone for the rest of the team as well, and Scout does barely live.
Yeah, that's not a good trade. Will it overstepping a little bit there?
Yeah.
And a big shutdown given over.
But they did the cool combo, Ox.
Yeah. Okay, here's the Jhin ult.
It's a zoning ult. Just gonna push them back. Gets them the turret. It actually does have value here.
Yeah, not the most damage, not the best value ultimate, but, you know, DRX able to push forward and force them away.
Hell?
Okay, good peel.
It's okay, Rich is here. It was all a bait. No, Rich has to flash. That's pretty unfortunate. A bit of a mistake. UCal did not see the cupcake on the ground.
I will say saving the Orianna flash, pretty massive there.
Yeah.
So credit to Rich.
This
Kingen
game is just all over the place. Like, what are we doing? We got a TP coming in now again. And Rich is like, yeah, hello. They still have Baron, by the way.
I mean, and also you'll just take it, right?
Yeah.
Function unable to contest. And it's definitely an uphill battle from this point, able to make it in here. Like contest.
Scout is so much of their damage, and he doesn't have his ult anymore, and Sponge is so far behind. Like, look at this. He can't even approach. He's getting killed from miles away by the Jhin. Showing some value here. As now trying to go in onto Kingen. He is very tanky, and they fully peel off of the Baron. So, to be honest, not the most value there on the turn from DRX.
Getting chunked, though, by the Baron is the thing.
Yeah.
So even though they obviously chunk out Kingen, it ends up in a situation where they can't really continue the Baron either.
Yeah, it's not great.
So hard to do Baron, I feel, on this season. Unless you get like an actual meaningful advantage in terms of kills. I think they're probably just looking towards Soul as they're clearing some vision around the Baron. I just feel like Willer's so ready just to jump in.
Oh! Well, if nobody gets in front of the Jhin, you're going to have some problems, as now, once again, the Bard ult is in there. The exhaust on the Willer, though, the combo isn't there. They don't have the damage. There's a flash away and a big shuffle on it, too! Gets UCal immediately! And Nongshim are not out of this game yet! As here on the backside, you see that GA into the trap you were talking about. Headshot! And the headshot does come in, double kill, but it is still 3-on-3. Rich still doing quite a lot. Taehoon actually hit by the fourth shot, but still winning this one is Nongshim. And let's see where they decide to go. Will they risk a Baron, I wonder?
I think you go Dragon, I think you go Baron, but Scout just refusing to lose this game. This is a man possessed. The shuffle was massive. And you know, I was saying, I don't know if the GA is really going to be punished here. Oh, the knockup.
Well, they're just going to come in here and face check and hope they can win in the 2v3. Doesn't look very likely based on what we're seeing here, although they're going to get away. And G is kiting this one out pretty well, but he does get straight up ulted by the Scion as another missed stun from King, but it just does not matter. And that's a shutdown. Some extra gold for Taehoon. Look at that. He's 2,500 ahead. He is so fed in this game now.
He got a lot of gold. Risky. No flash from Willer, but he can't leap over the wall.
Oh, they're going for the ult on in with the Scion. They want UCal. They're not going to get it. And Kingen is pulled over, but this guy is so tanky right now. He is flashing on top of UCal. They desperately want to take out this Orianna. They're not going to have it.
So much committed there, but unable to find the Orianna, and Jiwoo is now back. This game's gotten so scrappy. Nongshim trying to force their advantage, but don't find it. I think they have to back away now. Taehoon's doing a lot of damage, that is for sure, but so a lot of people in this game.
Yeah. Feels like maybe they're just going to look for the Scout ult angle once again as they're engaged. We talked about how there's not a lot of engage. Oh, Willer, not like this, buddy. Oh, no, he is going to be able to hop away, but that is a super low jungler, and now you just start the Baron.
Yeah, I think he's just too low to get in for the smite, so they'll start it up.
The giant wave in top lane, too. It feels like an Ocean have control right now. And it's okay, we are going to get the Bard ult down, but there's just no smite. Zondil doesn't have it either, and that is just going to be the smite down pretty late, actually. Went down to like 600 there, but still able to get it done.
Oh, Willer's coming back over, so they're just trying to force their way out here. You can't have ult!
Okay, it's going to catch Sponge. That's not what you're looking for. And there's the scoop on UCal, but the damage a lot slower and immediately goes down Scout. As Rich, he's kind of going in alone, though. That's not going to work out. A couple of kills go to Nongshim after the fact.
Again, Scout with the clutch plays. He trades his life for UCal, but he doesn't get damage. Yeah. There's the W from Kingen, there's the shield from the Hens, there's the ult from Sponge. Sponge is not very useful, but he can press his ultimate, and that buys time.
He's doing his job. It's not the flashiest job. but it's fine. Okay, they're
they
gonna
need a block,
catch
they need a block.
Taeyun. They're gonna catch Taeyun, and the front line, he gets shockwaved and killed! And DRX are right back in it. Sponge is just dead as well, and now the Jhin is opening up. Willer is unkillable, and he's gonna hop on top of them, and immediately Gnomestream are falling like a house of cards, as it looks like Kingen will also be taken out. And just like that, TP in the mid lane, DRX have their eyes set on the mid lane.
And that's game. That's enough. And you look at the summoner spells. Taeyun's flash has just come back up. He only needed just a matter of 15 seconds for that summon to become available. And DRX pounced on the opportunity. Andal finds the window on this bot again and punishes this Fed carry. Lehen's the last one alive. 13 seconds on the Caitlyn. I don't think it's enough.
Just a wild day of games, and it ends with this one. We thought we knew who was throwing, but it was thrown right back. An excellent play from DRX to pull it right back. And there you go. They take their first victory of the LCK.